Hi Scorpios, this is your first of the month reading from March the 1st to the 15th. I hope everyone is having a good month so far. If this resonates, I don't know why I was like, good. If this resonates with you, please like, subscribe, share, comment. If it doesn't, check your moon and rising because you could be in that energy as well. Again, if it doesn't resonate, maybe I'm just not connecting to your energy this week. So check out some other tarot readers on YouTube. See if you kind of connect there. All right. Scorpios, please. Pulling some cards for you, okay? Just want to feel this energy that I'm kind of feeling right now. It feels like Scorpio, there's feels like a lot of things happening for you, which is great. First off, we have the Hangman in reverse, which means the time of contemplation, the time of waiting, the time is chilling is over for you right now. It feels like, you know, it feels like it is kind of go time. It's saying like, okay, now is the time to spring things kind of into action here. No more waiting around. We're kind of going with the energy. We're going with the flow. We have the Knight of Pentacles here, stable offer. So this, again, could be some kind of financial offer. Maybe someone's coming forward to you with something like stable career-wise. Maybe someone's coming in to invest in you or maybe a company you work for. It just seems like the stable money offer is on the way for you. It's feeling like this might be more money than you have dealt with in the past, because I'm getting kind of a little bit of hesitation with this money, and it's understandable, especially if you're starting something new, or if this is more money than you've ever either negotiated before or had in your life. It just kind of feels like that kind of energy for you, Scorpio. It's like, oh, okay, this is like something real stable, but that's also kind of scary here. So I'm feeling this energy of that. It has the Strength card with it. Just means kind of, hey, you know what? If there is that fear involved, it's just like, have strength. This is Leo energy here. Whatever it is that is coming in for you, it really does feel like it's meant for you. So trust that and believe in yourself in that. Again, I just keep getting this image of nervousness due to how much money. It's almost like seeing the fingers go like, you know, like this, like a nervous, like jittery, and then just seeing like a pile of money here. And then you're like, you're like, that's a lot. That's different than what I'm used to. But it's just saying have the strength. And that's why I don't think this is a bad thing. It just feels like a lot of energy might be coming at you right now. We do have the Tower card, the Tower in reversed. Tower in reverse is actually, I enjoy, this is probably, it's better to get it in reversed. I'll just say that. Because what the Tower represents is change. And when it's in the reverse, we see that change happening and we understand, so everything doesn't crumble. We see kind of what we need to do or what needs to change here, or what we need to fix here, so this Tower doesn't completely crumble on us. It's like seeing what needs to be fixed. I almost see it as like if you see the crack before it turns into a full kind of a full problem, right? You're like, oh, I gotta patch that. That's what it feels like here. It's like, okay, this is something that's coming in, it's feeling scary, but I understand what I have to change about myself here. Because in this weird energy, it's almost like we don't feel like we deserve it in a way. Is the energy I'm getting from this, which is really interesting, popping in. Like we don't deserve this, or this is kind of weird. I don't know, it just kind of feels like untrusting of it. But I think you see that, you understand that, and you're like, wait, that's just a thought. I should just you know, be strong and keep pushing through with this, especially if it's a job that is requiring you a little bit more responsibility. You're kind of freaked out a little bit. Just know the strength that you can do this. But this was definitely brought to you, and it feels like, and you can feel that that this was brought for you for a reason. You know, like this is meant for you. So again, don't freak yourself out here, especially if you're like, wow, my life is about to change in a couple of ways. I think you're ready for it to change in that sense. For Scorpio, please. Interesting. So we have the Judgment card in the reverse, the Knight of Wands in reverse, the Emperor in reverse, and the Two of Pentacles here. just kind of feeling this energy here. So judgment in reversed is all about maybe error in judgment or making the wrong judgment about something here. So if there is a decision for you to make, which is what would make sense with this Two of Pentacles, maybe you're deciding between two things or two jobs here. It seems like there's going to be kind of options in front of you. So to not make an error in judgment here, I think we shouldn't rush into things. We shouldn't kind of be very passionate about something and then be like, okay, wait, maybe I ran into that a little bit too quickly. Here, I know in the top row, I was saying, hey, like have the strength to move forward in this situation, but I think your intuition is going to help you out, because it's like we're making error in judgment here with something that is a little bit controlling and something that will start off really exciting, but then will die out. And if this is the two options here, one's like a little bit more stable and one's like a little bit more fun and flirty and adventurous and maybe more of a risk, I would say go for the stability offer here. Go for something that makes a little bit more sense, something that's more stable. Because again, I'm seeing these offers in front of you, and one looks like really exciting, and like I'm trying to see like a one seems very enticing, but it's like the other one is more stable. It's almost just like you have two job interviews, and one's like, hey, yeah, you'll get this salary, and we just work and we enjoy our, you know, it just, you're like, you know, this is what you get out of the situation. And then this one here is just like, yeah, like we go to Cuba like once a month, and then you like get into the job and you like realize that it's hell. You know, like it's kind of almost like one is kind of tempting you in with its kind of allure or the mystery of it, and then the other one is kind of actually just a stable offer. So you might be having a lot happening with that right now, a lot of different things kind of enticing you right now. Again, like I said, go for something that's a little bit more stable here, because I just see that this one offer is kind of a little bit elusive, but again, with this Tower moment here, you see it. Like, the Tower in reverse is like, again, you see the crack. You see the crack in this situation. You see that, oh, this situation might be a little bit too controlling. This contract might be a little bit too controlling for me. You know, it might be a little bit too crazy. It might be a little bit not for me. You know, I could see myself liking it for a bit, and then really it dies out there. But again, with the Tower in reverse, you're seeing that and you're understanding that. And now it kind of makes sense with this Strength card here and why this money talk, this nervousness about the money. Because the Strength card is just telling you, hey, that you will make the right decision here. Trust yourself. Have the strength to understand that you will make the right choice. And if you're like lost and you're like, which one is which? You know, you're just like, which one's the bad one? Which one's the good one? Again, you will know. The Tower in reverse, you will know, you will see, you'll understand. You're like, that, if I go that direction, that will be a Tower moment. Everything will come crumbling. I see the cracks in there. I see the crack in that foundation. And then one is just kind of more stable for you. Maybe the stable one is less money, you know, but you're just like, wait, I'm going to have a way better time that way. Sorry, I left downtown. That's why the horn. Can I get more on the Six of Pentacles? So I have the Six of Cups here in reversed. I have the Five of Cups in reversed. I have the Death card, which is you, Scorpio. And I have the Three of Cups. And people are seeing the Death card and they're just like, people see the Death card and they're terrified. But that's you, Scorpio. You're Scorpio in the tarot deck. So don't be terrified of the Death card. I love the Death card. I think, I was about to say I love death, but I don't. But I'm just saying I understand death and I understand the process of it. And what this is kind of, I think right now, especially, you are kind of getting tested with old self, new self kind of thing. The phrase I heard in my head was, that's not my story anymore. And so that's why I think that you're kind of battling with. You might get some people from your past showing up with the Six of Cups in reversed. You might be seeing some new kind of people pop in, people from the past showing up. You're like, where are you kind of coming from? All of it, just make note of who is popping in, because it's for a specific reason here. Because it almost is like there's this old story here that kind of left you kind of broken down, that left you kind of defeated, that left you just kind of, I'm getting this almost like so exhausted exhausted. There's this old story of just defeat and things of not going right. But again, death to that. That's not your story anymore. You're not that person anymore. And that's the energy I'm kind of getting from these cards, is the past is going to trickle up because you're almost finishing a phase here. And when we bring death to a phase, the new can begin. And especially these cards coming out of each other, there's going to be a lot more excitement, happiness, socializing in this new kind of chapter of yourself here. Whatever it is you're moving into, especially with the Three of Cups, is celebration. There's going to be a lot of life. There's going to be a lot of happiness, a lot of celebrating in this. And it's like this old past of things maybe not working out for you, or energy of this defeat or brokenness is kind of going to fade away here. So this is a really good death to have, because it's almost like a death to kind of our old self. Like, that is not my story anymore, which is nice. You're like, that's not my story anymore. That's not me. That's not my story. Death and rebirth is, I think, real feeling of this coming up here. For Scorpios, as that card goes flying. Scorpios, please. Hermit in reverse. Page of Pentacles in reverse. So we have the Hermit card in reverse, the Page of Pentacles in reverse, which is something not coming through. And then we have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is kind of like messages, fast action, things kind of happening for you here. The Hermit in reverse is isolation, isolating ourselves too much. Here with the Page of Pentacles in reverse is saying that something is not starting for us because of our isolation. It's almost like our isolation is causing, not really causing us to have these kind of birth of ideas, to connect, to get the ball rolling here, especially coming after the Three of Cups, right? Three of Cups is all about our social life, is all about engagement, celebration, being around people. So I really suggest making time for friends, making time for connections here, for celebrations, for doing things, because it seems like there might be some opportunities that we might miss here if we're not doing that. If we're isolating ourselves too much, it's like there might be some kind of other offer here for you that won't come into existence if we're just closing ourselves off from the world. So if you need to do that energetically, then do it. But I'm telling you right now, Scorpio, it seems like our social game is going to be really important in these 2 weeks, how we're socializing. Maybe that's where these offers are going to come from, but people are going to be important in these kind of 2 weeks for you. I'm going to pull some oracle cards for you just so we can kind of get going on that here, but that's kind of my last message. It's almost like you're definitely moving into like a new space, new chapter flowing out here. The Death card feels really good. For Scorpio, please. For my lovely Scorpio, please. Yeah, I know. It didn't pop out, so I wouldn't take it, but we got financial constraints reversed, which means if you are worried about money, like I was saying before, it seems like money is really coming in for you, so I wouldn't stress about that. Okay, interesting. So we got the Thinking Man reversed. I only take cards as they kind of like fall out here, but Thinking Man reversed. The Thinking Man reversed as a position could represent a male of authority who is not acting in your best interests. That would be the Emperor in reversed here. Now, I don't take male or female, but the Emperor could be a male, but that, again, like I was saying before, there's something here that this person is not doing it for you. That's also this Knight of Wands. Could be a fire sign, since they're both fire sign. Emperor, meaning Aries, and then the Knight of Wands could be any fire sign, Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius here. So maybe if that is an option here, again, like I was saying before, the stability versus someone who's a fire sign, we're going for the earth sign, we're going for the stability. Best interest. But this card reverse is more about you than it is about the others in your life. Card in this position usually indicates such a time of learning and growth are actually part of our own growth, and not heeding the call. And you're not heeding the call. You may be destined to be a therapist, a teacher, a writer, a publisher, a psychic, a healer of some sort. Your soul longs to serve in this capacity, whether professional or in personal life, but something seems to be blocking your way. But it's time to break through and move in the direction now. Remember what you are learning during your own growth. You'll be able to share with others, and often adding your own compassion and own personal wisdom. And this is kind of the thing that stuck out to me here, is you'll be able to share it with others and your own growth. You'll be able to share to others and often adding your own compassion and profound personal wisdom. And it feels like you might be sharing it with these people that are popping up from your past. It's almost like you're moving out of the cycle, so I'm going to talk to these people about it. And that's why they're popping up, right? They're popping up because you're like, yeah, I've been through this. I understand this as well. You know, that is my old self, but let me help you through that. This human connection here, these people, these people connections. All right. And then we also have our Starseed Oracle, which we have Lost Lands. Soul memories, gifts, you've done this before. The world is far more ancient than our documented history suggests. As souls, many of us have experienced ancient eras on this planet, and much more advanced than ours today. We begin to remember these times, and remembering the gifts can come flooding back. At this stage in Earth's timeline, we need the wisdom of ancients to survive as a species. You're being called to connect with the lost wisdom of your own soul. If you feel guided to make a change in your life, to step a new career path, birth a creation, or bring an idea to life, it sounds like a lot of you here are trying to get something started. Excuse me. Especially kind of with all this kind of energy pushing forward. Pushing forward here for you, and like that connecting to others, or this connection of others starting this kind of new business. Also, some of you with this thinking man might be trying to do that with some of your own kind of intuitive psychic abilities. Perhaps your soul has wisdom beyond your lifespan can imagine. Perhaps your intuitive hits and ideas you're receiving are divinely guided, right? You're seeing it, you're understanding it. You're seeing what paths are not good for you because you're listening to yourself. Some think that lost lands exist in the past. Others believe that they exist today. In a different dimension, I believe these ancient lands also exist in the souls of who experience them. If this card comes to you, perhaps the wisdom of the lost lands, such as Limera, Atlantis, and Avalon, exist within you. And through surrendering to the intelligence of your soul, you can unlock the seeds of these ancient lands so we can all learn from our mistakes and usher in a new age. Seems like there's some powerful stuff happening for you right now, Scorpio. So just trust yourself, and I hope you have a good 2 weeks. I hope this helps.